Hey everyone, what is going on? It is BradPhusion here and welcome back to Space Engineers Eternal Darkness Survival, where in today's episode we are going to be building a turret and a little teeny guard tower down here, and maybe changing a few things such as the lighting and whatnot to make the base look a little bit better, and maybe even changing a little bit up there as well, depending on how much we get done in this episode. Now I'm going to be building a turret because, well, one, it'll look kind of cool, and secondly, I'm going to need a little bit of defense. I don't really have too much here in terms of armory, and I have been kind of kept up in my base here for a little while, so it would be nice to go out and venture a little bit further into this universe, I think. But today, like I said, we will be building a turret, and I think I had the perfect place for it. The only downside to having a turret is that, one, it'll have to be made out of small ship parts, simply because that'll make it fit. It will be remote control access, because that takes up a lot less space. The only downside to that is I can't actually access it via the terminal up here, much like I would do with the smaller ships I have floating around, such as Kara and Timmy, which are over there. Now the reason because of this is I believe it's actually a bug causing it to not actually respond to any of my commands. I can't actually click the control button on the remote accessing. No matter what I've done, it might work in survival, it might not, but I do have two ways of actually building this. The first one is I can build it using just a small ship landing gear. And that is okay for the most part because I believe I can have a higher chance of actually connecting to that via the remote control access. But I also have the way of using a small ship to large ship rotor, which may result in me losing a few resources. But I think it's a little bit more stable, a little bit more sturdier. The only problem is I can only connect to it by going to my actual suit control panel and connecting to it like this. This is the only way I can be able to actually connect to the turret. And my suit has a range of 200 meters, which if I go away from Kara and head back here, it should just be within range of me actually being able to use it. And to be honest, I can probably fly all the way to the other end of my base over here with my light on. I can't really see too much, but I can fly quite a fair way and still have control over my turrets inside the base, which I think is pretty acceptable, I think. So to build this turret, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need enough parts to make a rotor, actually 2 rotors, and a small landing gear. So let me grab out a few resources here and let's get to it. Actually, first things first, let me actually extend this platform out because I noticed it's a little bit too small, I think, to have a turret here, because I'm thinking of putting the turret down around about in here, I think. Yeah, in here. So I'm gonna have to have it out by 1 extra block. But that's perfectly fine because that just makes it a little bit more symmetrical, a little bit more easier to work with. So we'll have a rotor in there, and we'll just extend this out by 1, and then that should be all fine and dandy actually. So let's get to that right now. Okay, so if you're new to Space Engineers and you don't exactly know what I'm doing right here, I'm actually going to be combining a large rotor and a small rotor together. The way you do that is by building the large rotor down the bottom and destroying the actual top half of the rotor, which is this piece here just for the large ship. And then once you've done that, you'll put down a small ship using the new small ship function here, and then put down another rotor on top of that. Now what you need to do is destroy the base here and the landing gear, but not the top piece. So what we'll do is we'll go in very carefully and just kind of drill down that piece there and then that piece there. And once that is done, make sure this is welded. I don't actually think it has to be welded, but I just made it welded anyways. And then what you want to do is you just want to kind of just boop it in. And there you go. You now have a small ship rotor inside of a large ship rotor. And it works perfectly fine, much like you would expect. And even power transfers through, which is very, very nice. And here you see me building on top of it like so. So there we go. That's just a quick example. I'm going to go back to building now. But I just thought I'd show you guys this just in case for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a second. So there we have a very, very basic bare minimum turret that you can build for your base simply using the rotor trick and a few blocks here and there. Now, as you may notice, there is no antenna on this turret at all, and that is simply because using the rotor that we have down the bottom, this is actually counted as part of the station, meaning that if I just go to my control panel here and up the top, I can just select the platform, go down to the remote control function and control the turret from there. Now if I press 1, as you can see, that'll take me into the camera view, and now the gun down, I can fire the gun if I actually had any ammo put into it with quite ease. Now it does spin around at a fairly alright pace. You can go a little bit faster than what you want. I think 2 is probably the best for this one, at least for the spinning. The up and downwards movement is quite fine and it functions quite nicely. Now, at my point I was trying to make before by saying that I can't actually connect to it any other way, and that's quite true, because if I was to get into this seat, and it might work now oddly enough, if I go down to control from here, I can't actually do it. Now I think this might be because it's counting as the same vehicle, so remote controlling a vehicle that you're actually in, even though this is actually a station, it's not actually letting me do that. Which is kind of sad, but I can still kind of understand how that works. I can view it through the camera, I can do this, however that won't really help me all too much with figuring anything out or moving it around. So if I was to control my turret, all I'd have to do is just simply go up to the platform here and say I was to make this into a group called turret defense. So something simple like that, meaning I can just easily find it. If I was to need it, just click up here, turret defense, and there you go, I have a turret to access. Now, I'm going to need some ammo for this turret. If I was to ever fire it upon anything, I think it looks kind of cool down there. I am going to stick some armor on it. I just decided to show you guys this right now because it is the bare minimum that you can create if you were to create a very, very simple turret. So let me go to my assembler here, and let me see if I can actually make some ammo for this turret that we have out there. So where do you find the ammo? I've never actually really bothered to make ammo for these things, so it's kind of a little bit of an interesting find for me, I think. I always thought it was some components. It might very well be. There we go, there's some ammo containers, and I believe that's what it is. We need some magnesium So let's actually go out on a magnesium hunt. Oh no, we do have magnesium. We only have 300 of it. Let's see how much we can actually make here, shall we? We can make definitely not 100, so we definitely don't have enough to actually make anything. How much magnesium do I have? Let's go magnesium. I have 11 up there, and that is basically all she wrote. So I'm definitely going to need to do some more magnesium mining. So it looks like it is time to take Timmy out today so we can make some more ammo, because right now I'm getting myself about a few. Actually, I'm not doing too badly, though it will run out very, very soon. But I think that's quite fine. Let me just stop production here and see how much that actually does give me right now. So carrying all 35 over to the turret we have over here, and I think you guys can name the turret as well. I think that'd be kind of cool. And also, if you didn't already notice, I did put a conveyor system down below here so that the turrets will actually share ammo, so you don't have to worry about doing all that all too often. I can build it obviously into the station if I really wanted to, but that would make things a little bit more complicated, and there's no real way to exchange resources like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 35 in here, and if I go down to the other turret, here, I'm going to go with another 16 or so, just to make it a little fair. So if I go 16 here, actually no, let's go 17, because that'll make it pretty even. There we go, 17. So there we go. So now let's control the turret and see how much ammo we actually have in total. So platform here again, turret defense control. We have 4,000 ammo, but we go through it like crazy. So I think I can waste a little bit of ammo here, just testing it out. But yes, we do go through ammo a lot. So I'm definitely going to need a little bit more to pump up these machines to their maximum potential. So again, let's go Timmy, let's do some mining. I'm going to use my seat here so I can use the antenna to transmit a little bit further as we look for some magnesium. So Timmy, let's go hunting for some magnesium. I am in the camera view, and he's already picking up some magnesium actually. 27 meters away in this general direction, right behind the turret. I don't think I want to destroy the wall right there, so I think I might actually have to move on to using another surface. Let me turn on the light here so I can actually see, and let's go a little bit exploring, say, shall we, through this asteroid of mine that we have. Some magnesium up there. Oh, a lot of magnesium up here. I believe all this light blue color stuff is actually magnesium. So let's get some mining done here, shall we? Don't think I'm going to really mind missing a little bit here on the cave wall, but for the greater good, I feel. So there we go, we definitely have a lot more magnesium than what we did before, so let's quickly go and put it inside the refinery and just see how much that actually does give us in total. So let me fly over here and let me deposit some of the ore we have inside. Now I can use an injector on Timmy, I just haven't put one on here. And also the rate of how it drops is quite low, so I'm not really going to be too interested in that, as it doesn't drop as frequently as I would like. And also, I thought I'd show you guys something a little interesting here in a second. So if I go launch container, let me just drop everything in here real quickly. And I'll show you guys something interesting after I get all this ore processing. And I think you guys might like it. It is a little creepy, to say the least, but I think it's probably worthwhile. I was messing around with this before with a friend of mine, and we actually thoroughly enjoyed having a little bit of fun with this. So if I go refinery, oh, there we go. I'll put in the magnesium first, of course. And let's grab out the rest of it here. Okay, there we go. So now, refinery, and let us put the rest of the magnesium in here. And that should definitely give us enough to create a little bit more ammo here as well, which should be lovely. So with that processing, let me go and quickly show you guys what exactly it was I was talking about. So if I go grab Kara, and I'm going to turn on one of her lights to be a very, very bright setting, and you will see just how interesting this actually looks on high settings, and it is very, very cool to say the least. So I'm going to get Kara to face about here-ish. I'm going to turn her spotlight up to the highest radius with highest intensity. Now you might be thinking, why would you do that? Why would you do that, Brad? Because it looks freaking cool. There's no other words for this. I was messing around with this in another world of mine and messing around with the lighting. I just thought going inside a cave with such a bright light gives it this really weird and interesting look, but that's not the best of it. Let me show you some of the weird things you can actually create simply by messing with this. And this is a little bit of a weird episode because I am currently waiting for this stuff to process, but I thought I'd show you guys this as well because I thought this was really, really cool. So what happens if I make it a really, really dark reddy color? You have fleshy walls inside your cave. Yes, it is slightly gruesome, it is slightly weird, and I know not many people would like that. I don't really like blood myself, but I thought it gave a really, really interesting look to the cave, to say the least. I mean, that is just amazingly weird looking, and I can even do it with the ship I have here with the Firefly, but I'm not going to worry about doing that just yet because I'm just changing one light here on Kara, and that just looks absolutely weird and absolutely amazing at the same time, and I thought that was really, really cool to show you guys. Moving back on to another color here, just going to quickly do this one more and then I'll transfer the ammo over. So let's try with a nice bluey color. I think a really light blue to get like the icy feeling across here. Let me turn down the intensity just a little here. And here you have an ice cave, and I thought that looked really, really cool. So if you guys want to set up little bits of, even just little ships all over your cave, just to get this certain lighting going here, I think that would look really, really cool. Now, if I grab Timmy here, I do something completely opposite with one of Timmy's lights on the front here, you get a very, very interesting effect. And I speak like this because it is very interesting to say the least, and I think some of you guys might actually appreciate it. So if anyone's played the old Vice City or GTA Vice City, you'll probably know exactly what I'm doing here with my colors. So let me turn this intensity up here. And there we go. There you have blue and purple mixed together in this interesting harmony that looks really, really weird but really, really cool at the same time. I actually had a few screenshots of a few of my ships when I did this a little while ago, and it actually looks pretty damn cool to say the least. It's something weird, something wacky, but it's beautiful at the same time. Not everyone will like it. Everyone will think it's a little bit weird, I think, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Just the blue and the pink colors going together in this sort of motion gives a sort of Vice City feel, or even Hotline Miami, if that's your thing. I mean, even look at the cave. It's blue on the outside, pink on the inside. How cool is that? And my station there just lights up in that fluorescent 80s style neon lighting. But anyway, let's change the lighting back to normal here, because I think we've messed around with it a little too much here. So let's go back down to our normal lighting here, like so. Bring down the radius, of course, and bring down the intensity to a reasonable value, and we'll do the same here with Timmy as well. I just thought I'd show you guys that just because that was kind of cool, and I thought you guys would appreciate that. So back down to 20 here, and intensity back down to its normal values. There we go. Everything seems to be just about fine. So how much ammo do we have now, or how much more magnesium do we have? It's definitely still processing. It's processing the magnesium as it comes, which is definitely going to be taking quite a while. Now, I can't steal any more ammo of any ships because I haven't actually encountered any ships that I can actually steal the ammo from. So let me put this in here right now, and this should make up quite a bit. So that's 74, so that is 37 equally. So if I put it over here and I go 37 and you, that was completely wrong. Why did that not work? Oh, because it's reached its maximum capacity. That makes sense. So it actually does have a limitation, which is kind of bad, but nonetheless it still makes sense. Now what I can do is actually put a container down here, because I do have the space for that. If I get rid of that there and build a container outwards, that would be perfectly fine because I do actually have the space. And actually, all things considered, I might just do that. So let's grind that down there and let us get our small container. No, sorry, we'll need our small conveyor first, and put that down there first, and then we'll get the small container. That way we actually have quite a bit of ammo in there, so we won't run out if we do end up expiring quite a bit of our ammunition. So up here is this small cargo container, and we'll get them placed down ASAP. So you first, and then followed by you. And I think that's good because that doesn't take up too much space. We do need interior plate to get that done, but we can get that done before I end the episode. So we need interior plate, construction component, and interior plates. Let's go grab them real quick. There we go. I think I've grabbed all that I need. I just grabbed a few random resources. I'm usually quite bad at judging all of this, so forgive me if I've gotten anything wrong. And did I put the container on the wrong side? No, I didn't actually put it down yet. That makes a little bit more sense in my mind. So there we go. We'll put this down here, and then we'll just quickly weld it up. We're missing display. Typically, that was the one thing I didn't think I needed for such a small container. Let me just go back here, grab the one display, and we should be good to go. Actually, what I could do to make it... no, I was going to put a light on there, but I don't think we'll actually need a light. I think we'll be quite fine without it. So we'll go with a large container here, dump everything in, and grab out one display. And I think that shall do it for today's episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. As crazy and as weird as it is, I am talking a little bit louder because I actually had the house to myself, but not for a very good reason. My mother is actually in hospital right now having an operation. I'm hoping everything's going alright, though I don't know too many details myself. I'm a little bit worried, hence the lack of content lately, but I'm hoping everything will go quite well come tomorrow. Anyways, moving on, I'm going to quickly put this ammunition up in the container, as well as the little extra bit I have there. That way it should read the total amount of ammo we actually have. Hopefully it'll do that. So, in the cargo container, we put in the extra 55, which means in total, this has a lovely, lovely amount of ammo. So, let's fire this thing, shall we? Just once more as a celebratory finish to the episode. So, turret defense, how much ammo do we have? We have 11,000. That is an amazing amount. So, yes, I definitely do think I'll be adding a light to this as well, because this is way too dark for my liking. But firing it like that is just amazing fun. So, I think I'll leave that there for now. I don't want to waste too much ammunition, but I think that was damn pretty cool. So I think I'll be adding a light maybe to the bottom or even underneath the actual turrets there and making its radius very thin, just so it could maybe, I don't know, I wish there was some sort of laser mod. I think there actually is a laser mod, so I might actually maybe consider getting that just to add it to this thing. And I will put some more armor on it come the next episode. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I will be leaving it here, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. So some everyone, and thank you for watching. See you guys next time. I think this is the next best trolley spot.
Yep.
Where the hell could they be?
I don't like this.